Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm gonna talk about JavaScript and what it is about. So, what is JavaScript? JavaScript is a high-level interpreted programming language, and the interpreted programming language can also be called scripting languages. High-level means that you don't have to deal with memory management like you have to do with low-level programming languages like C or C++. Interpreted programming languages is languages that runs directly and does not need a compiler like Java, which is not JavaScript. It's a totally different programming language. The JavaScript also runs in the browser, but it can also be run in a local environment with Node.js. I'm not going to talk too much about Node.js today, but it's good to know that you can run it there. But when you run it there, you don't have the API methods that you have with JavaScript when you will program it to the web. It is also multi-paradigm, which means that you don't have to write it in the same way like others. You can write it in a different way and it still does the same thing. Other programming languages needs to be written in certain ways. Why should you learn JavaScript? Well, it's behind every interaction of the web. So if you press a button, you maybe change the background of the web page, and that is JavaScript. With JavaScript, you can create apps that will run on any machine that has a browser, and yeah, that's true. If the browser has JavaScript in it, you can create apps that will run on any machine. Just like Facebook, you can use Facebook on pretty much any machine that has a browser. It can be used with many front-end frameworks like React or Angular to build interactive user interfaces. So you can build apps pretty easy with those frameworks. It can also be used with React Native or other frameworks to create mobile apps, and it can also be used with Electron.js to create desktop apps. So, what can it do? You can run code in response to what happened on the web page. Yeah, like a press of a button. It can also run on the both client side with Node.js. It can run on both the client side, and with Node.js it can run on the server side too. The server side, you doesn't have the DOM API like I mentioned before, but it's good to know that you can use it. You can use Express to build up a simple server and use it there. You can also dynamically change HTML, the markup of the web, can we call it? It's called hypertext markup language, and CSS, the style of the web. Also called cascading style sheet. So you can change those dynamically if you like press a button or click on a certain thing on the page. So, in conclusion, it's a really powerful and good language to know, and you definitely need to learn it if you want to start with web development. So, I think you should learn it. And if you want to learn it, you can check out my playlist on YouTube, which will learn you the basics of it. Bye.